Some of the most common questions I get as a Uber/Lyft driver. I thought it would be fun to make a video about that. And by the way, my website, tomberkenmeyer.com, just like it's spelled here on social media, tomberkenmeyer.com. So probably the most common question that I get when somebody gets into my car, a random stranger, is, so how long have you been doing this? Now they could be asking about how long that day, in which case I'll just tell them how long it's been that day. Usually I have no idea, so the answer is going to look something like this typically. Gosh, I don't know. I take all these breaks. I'm always goofing off, and I'll do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then I'll do some ride sharing, and then I'll stop and do my workout, and then I'll do it again, and I'll stop and do something with my mom, and then I'll stop and do something with a friend, and then I'll stop, so it's kind of hard to keep track. I don't know. And then that almost always is followed up by them as, wow, that's pretty neat. You don't have a boss to tell you what to do, and I guess that's the main perk of this. You can do it whenever you want. I'm like, yeah, the flexibility is pretty cool. And the other meaning, or the other way they might be asking that question is, how long ago did I start doing this? To which I'll just say, 2.5 years ago, if that's the case. Right now, at the time of this video, it happens to be almost 2.5 years. It's September 15th, 2019 right now. I think I'm about a month or a month and a half shy of 2.5 years, I think. So, and then I'll say something like, 2.5 years, and just being a passenger for a couple of years and just talking to the drivers, they seemed like they were having a lot of fun. So I thought I would try it out because it just looks like they're having so much fun doing this. And I was right. No kidding. Another common question I get asked a lot, and this one kind of really takes me by surprise that somebody would even ask this, but can I smoke in your car? How do they not know? But they are very polite. They've always been super polite. It's just kind of an odd question, and it doesn't hurt to ask. And my response is typically, well, I can't. It's against the terms of service agreements with Uber and Lyft. I have to keep my car smoke-free, and the next passenger that gets in might be angry if they smell cigarette smoke, and they may not tip me, or they may leave me a bad review, and they're like, oh yeah, no problem, I just wanted to ask. I'm like, yeah, no problem, totally cool that you asked. So it is kind of odd that they ask, but they're always polite, so it's no big deal. Another common question that I get from people is going to be, so tell me the craziest story you've ever had. Come on, lay one on me. And I might just lay one off the top of my head, maybe one that happened recently. And but for the purpose of this video, I'll just say, go to my website. I've got the video playlist there. I actually journal all of this. I started journaling it right after my first odd ride, which was shortly after I started. And immediately I thought, it would be a shame. There's going to be more of these. I got to start a video journal because it would be a shame for these stories to be forgotten and never told again. So go to my website, tomberkenmeyer.com or topstardriver.com. And I've got the playlist there. Now, I don't know if I'm always going to have topstardriver.com. I might. But if I don't, I'm always going to have tomberkenmeyer.com. And there's always going to be a section of that website that will have the ride sharing portion where that video playlist will always be. So that's always going to be there. And I've also got free Lyft and Uber rides there for promo codes and stuff. So get that and send it to your friends and family so they can get free Lyft and Uber rides too. All right, so moving right on with that. What's another common question that I get? They might say, that's a real pretty piece of jewelry. What is that? And then I'll say, my friend Sarah made that. She lives in St. Petersburg, Florida. She collects the conch shells that wash up on the beach there, and she's really talented. She does her thing, bedazzles it up, and I've probably bought about a half dozen of these from her, and then I'll tell them where they can find her on Facebook, and maybe I might connect with them on Facebook, which is pretty cool. That's actually, I'll reverse this for a moment. That's actually a common question I have for people. Maybe I'll do a whole nother video on that, but I'll do one here too. Why not? Because I'm just not thinking of it. But the common question I might have for at least people that seem super cool and the conversation is great and I like their energy, I'll just ask, hey, do you Facebook? Would you like to connect on Facebook? So I've met quite a few people, quite a few people I've met in my car we went on to become Facebook friends with, which I think is pretty awesome. And I even have these little cards made up, and I'll change these up a bit, but right now this is what they look like. You can see that. Let's see here. It's got my music on there. It's got my website. It's got my Facebook presence on there. And my picture. There we go. And then there's other common questions I have for people as well. But I'll do a whole nother video on that because I think that would just make a great video on its own right. Let's see. Are there any other common questions that people have for me when they get in my car? I've got Mr. Super Cute Purple Bunny, which is riding on my dash right there. People might ask about that. or they'll comment on it, I should say. So that would be a common comment. Look at the super cute purple bunny. I got one just like it, or something like that. Or kids might like it. Another thing is another comment, not a question. Oh, look at all the goodies there. I see we've got organic mints and hard candies, and oh, what's this? Aromatherapy? Oh. People really dig that. Some people really dig that. Some people really appreciate it. And I swear, just having that there sometimes increases my tip value, which I think is pretty cool. Oh, here's another common thing that's said in my car. Not so much asked about it. People pretty much know what it is. So almost nobody says, is that a tip jar? Because obviously it's a tip jar. So people will say, oh, wow, I really love that tip jar. You have a literal tip jar here. And I've got this hanging off of the back of my passenger chair. So this is dangling in front of somebody when they get in my car. There it is. They can't miss it. So that definitely increases my tip value. And I've got a sign in the front of my car. Flip this around right here. I don't know if you can see that or not. Hopefully I've got it centered, but it's basically a picture of a fishbowl with an animated fish in it with big bug eyes. And it says, I can only swim in money. Please don't let me die. And that gets a lot of giggles and laughter in my car. It's pretty neat. Oh, and another thing that people ask me, because I've got signs in my car too. One on the dashboard below the picture of a tip jar, and another one behind the driver's seat next to the tip jar. And on that, it has the topstardriver.com. And please let me know if there's anything I can do for you with pictures of heat, air, phone charger, music. But beneath that, I've got my website with healthy recipes and philosophies. So people will ask me, well, what kind of healthy recipes do you do? So that's a pretty good icebreaker when people ask me about that, and I can really, sell it and to the idea of sending them there to check out some of the stuff I got, especially the video idea that people really like a lot. It's like, oh, I've got my own cooking channels. I'm 130 some odd episodes in. Check it out. It's all plant-based and medicinal. And people are always looking for healthier ways to make food that tastes good. So, I mean, that's a no-brainer to sell the idea on having people visit that playlist, that website, to get the recipes and watch the videos. Because a lot of people are at least mildly interested in it. And some people, it's really been the thing to get them started on their own journey for real. Because I'll hear about it later, and they'll say, hey, remember me? You're the one that put the seed in my head, and now this is how far I've gone with it. And my health is so much better. My blood panels, and I've lost weight and all these wonderful things. And it all started with you. So that's pretty awesome. And I've got my music website on there too. So a lot of people will list, oh, you got your music up here. This is pretty cool. You're advertising your own music. And yeah, totally. And the music is musicalorgasms.com. That's the website. And so people dig that. And at first I was not sure if I wanted to put that in my car. So for the longest time, this is just a recent update. I had a sign for a long time, but I never had the musical orgasms part in there, because I was always, what if I get some conservative people that might penalize me tip-wise or a bad rating because I had the word orgasm on it? But so far, people dig it. So, and there might be that one person out of 10,000 that has something to say about it, or might tell me about Jesus. I don't know. Who knows? What else here? Oh, they really like the quote that I have in there. Good friends don't let you do stupid things alone. And then there's another, that's a funny one. I go for a wide scope of different emotions. So to touch another emotion, I've got a quote by Richard Bach that says, the best way to pay for a lovely moment is to enjoy it. And perhaps that explains the non-tipping passengers. I have no idea, but it's a good quote, and most of my passengers are great. I'd say about 3,999 out of 4,000 passengers are great, whether they tip or not. Just 1 out of 4,000 is bad. That's about how many people I kicked out of my car. That's not a bad ratio. What is that, 0.0001% or something like that? Not too bad at all. Let's see here. So yeah, the signs that I have in my car really piques a lot of questions, which I think is great. But if not for the signs in my car, definitely the most common questions are, how long have you been doing this? Tell me the craziest story that's ever happened, and can I smoke in your car? Those would be the big ones. Oh, and then people ask about this too. Then from there, pretty much stuff I got on the signs will trigger questions, which I think is a lot of fun, actually. And that's part of the reason why I have my car set up the way that I do, to make it not just a ride, but an experience. I'm always about the experience. That's how I am as an entrepreneur in all of my businesses and my personal life in general. If I'm hanging out with the friends I can talk. If I'm hanging out with friends, I want it to be a good experience. I really do. That's just my nature, who I am. including the ride-sharing business, and to be creative, otherwise I get bored easy, right? And people make a lot of comments, so I love all the stuff you got going on in your car, it's creative, and I'm like, yeah, I hope I spoil it for every other driver for you. So there's a lot of easy ways to inject a lot of humor in the conversation too, because of all that I've got going on here. And that is that. I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to share it. It's kind of a fun, non-serious video. And visit the website, tomburkenmeyer.com. All the healthy recipes, the video playlist of 130 some odd videos so far of healthy, medicinal, tasty meals, and blog entries, and a lot of entrepreneurial stuff for those of you that like the idea of financial freedom and how to actually achieve it for yourself. And oh yeah, another thing I'm going to put on my next round of signs that I create is going to be fireyyourboss.xyz. I can't believe that's not on there yet. That's got to go up there next. So yeah, fireyyourboss.xyz. That'll be the next big thing people ask me about. And when they do, I'll have to make sure I say, don't go to .com. That one was already taken when I tried to buy it, so I had to get .xyz. So make sure it's fireyyourboss.xyz. And check that out. See if that's got something there that gives you a special tickle. And my music, I have 6 original albums I've written and recorded on. I play all the guitars, I wrote all the music, and I give it all away for free. You can literally go to musicalorgasms.com right now, download everything I ever wrote and self-published for free, including the artwork that goes with all of it. So you can even, burn your own CDs complete with the casings and art cover if you want, all for free. Not a bad thing. Alright, so that concludes this video. I'm actually not ride sharing today, but I am going to go work out right now because I'm a human being in a human body, and if you don't work it out mentally and physically, then you're just going to meet your maker probably a lot earlier. And the last half of your life is going to be a slow decline of mobility and functionality and energy. So I say no to that nonsense, and eat good, work out good, sleep good, laugh good, love good, all those things that goes into a fountain of youth lifestyle, so that you don't need medications as you get older. Stacks the odds tremendously in your favor. So I'll end on that note. Take care of yourselves and be good to those around you, and whatever other cheesy thing you can think of that's helpful. Bye for now, everybody. Mwah. Oh, and comment below about maybe your experience as a passenger with some of the drivers you've had, or maybe you're a driver too and you've got something you want to comment below and share. So I look forward to reading that too. Bye for now. Mwah. I completely forgot about something, a very common question that people have for me, and I was just asked that on the last ride that I just did. Yeah, I decided to do a couple rides. It's too addicting to just take a whole day off. I can't do it. So the guy asked me, so tell me, what's the longest ride you've ever taken? And then it went off in my head, damn, I just did a video on most common questions and I forgot that one because I've got a great answer. It ties in a few different things. So the longest, I picked somebody up at Potawatomi Casino in Milwaukee down to, I think it was Romeoville, Illinois, 2 hours and 20 minutes. And it was also the largest commission I've ever gotten for a single ride at $120, and by far and away the biggest tip I've ever gotten at $140. The dude must have had a great night at the casino because he just peeled off 7 fresh, new, crisp $20 bills. To which I said, thank you. To which he said, I think you're welcome, or something. So yeah, that was pretty cool. 2 hours and 20 minutes, and I made 140 plus 120. That's $260. That's pretty awesome for one ride. That broke all records, especially the tip record. I think the largest tip I'd gotten before that, I want to say $40, which is an incredible tip. I want to say somebody tipped me 50 once, but I can't remember for sure. So either 40 or 50, and then suddenly $140 somebody tips me for a 2 hour and 20 minute ride that had a $120 commission. God, that was amazing. That was pretty cool. I also like that answer because it plants that seed in the head of my passengers. Well, wow, I can tip. I'm always going for the tip. It's good incentive to create the best experience possible. And it's also a great icebreaker with those 3 records that are basically broken in one ride to answer that question. So it's pretty cool. Anyway, just wanted to share that with you. I will be stitching this video to the end of the last one that I just made. Otherwise, that last video will be very incomplete if I don't include this common question that people ask me. Bye for now.